Good evening, everyone. Michael Phoenix, founder and staff of Surrealville City Online Magazine and its predecessor, Valley and Beyond. I just left 2 Center City here in Allentown, Pennsylvania, which is literally from 7th and Hamilton going down towards 6th Street, literally about a quarter of a block, close to half block away from 7th and Hamilton. The reason why I was at 2 Center City is a couple, I think it was last year or 2 years ago, maybe, lost track. I had a chance up at Blink Optical on 19th Street here to exhibit a truly amazing photographer, Joe Collins, and he had an exhibit where he took photos of street musicians. In case you're not familiar with the term, street musicians are basically musicians that play on the street in cities across the world. And his photography is not just limited to 1 or 2 cities. His photography does come from cities around the world. In his current exhibit at 2 Center City, he has everything from Philadelphia to New York to Paris. And I'll tell you what, I've always been a fan of photojournalism and capturing the moment in photography and even in video now. But I'll tell you, but Joe, I mean, he takes the concept of in-the-moment photography and he doesn't just take it to a whole new level. He completely redefines the term in-the-moment photography. No, and I'm not joking. If you have a chance to stop by his exhibit, which is going on at Astro for the next 2 months, you will understand what I mean. And I'm talking about more than just a quick walkthrough. Now, one of the things, I'm going to jump around a little bit here because it's where my brain's working right now. One of the things that I found really cool was, I thought Joe just did street musicians, but no, he doesn't only take photos of street musicians. He takes photos of everyday life. And again, I fired a couple questions off at him out of personal curiosity, and I said it seems like none of his shots were planned. It was just like, okay, wherever he was, all right, this looks cool, this looks interesting, let's take a photo of it. And he said that is exactly what he does. You know, it's just his shots are very rarely planned. It's just, okay, wherever, you know, if he's sitting in a park, walking down the street, whatever, and has his camera with him, okay, bam, right here it is. And the street life part of his exhibit is really cool because it's just like your everyday life. Like my personal favorite, which is in one of the photos, you see a woman sitting on a bench drawing. You walk through a park, you walk down a city street, you know, you might see this every day, you know, not think twice about it. But because of his photo, the next time I see somebody sitting on a bench drawing, you know, doing anything, it's like that photo made me stop and think, okay, all the times that I saw something similar, what's she doing? What's she going through in life? What's she drawing? What's she thinking? And I had all these questions just out of this very simple photo that he took. And with street musicians part of it, of his photography, there are some of the photos that you can almost hear the music, literally. You know, my personal favorite is the one at a steep angle looking up, a woman standing in an empty foyer or empty hallway playing a violin. It's like, okay, you know, again, what is she feeling? You know, it just gave you a sense of it gave me a sense of emptiness and loneliness, but it also gave me a sense of where she was just lost in her music. And talking to Joe and hearing some of his conversations with people that were attending the exhibit, he said that's like in a lot of cases where the musicians just get lost in, you know, do it for the love of the music. They're totally into the music when they're playing. And at times he observed, and through his photography, you can see where nothing else exists around them except what they're doing in the music. That's the only thing that exists. And that is very rare in photography, to capture all these different aspects, these different emotions, and not only just cause you to look at the photo, but to make you feel, to make you question what these people are going through, what their lives are about, etc., etc., etc. And Joe, like I said, Joe just takes the concept of in-the-moment photography not only to a new level, but completely redefines the term and sets a whole new standard for photojournalists and people who, you know, do street level photography. If you have a chance, I was told that the exhibit will be up for the next 2 months, including third Thursday, which happens in downtown Allentown, third Thursday of every month. Definitely, if you are in the area, this is the exhibit, art and photography exhibit, that you have to check out in the Lehigh Valley right now. It's just, I mean, you know, thinking about the exhibit, I read what the exhibit's about. Right when you walk in the door on the right hand side, you know what the exhibit's about. You know, obviously your kind of like bio of the exhibit. I read that, and it just, I mean, to say wow is a severe understatement on this, and the way Joe captures the true moments in life, in everyday life, and gives them a whole new meaning. Now, one thing you know, Joe is black and white photography, which is, in my opinion, the true artistic form of photography. I would love to eventually see some of Joe's works in full color, because if he can do this, cause these emotions, cause you to be truly in that moment, cause you to ask, you know, even one question about that photo with black and white, what else could he possibly bring out in color? The only possible critique I would have about the exhibit, there's on the technical side, there's a positive and a kind of a critique about it. If you look at the exhibit quick, like you just do a quick scan down the wall, the way it's presented, kind of everything runs together to a point, you know, where it's not